God. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's such a nightmare. Oh my God. Oh my God, Michelle. How did you get it out of the car? It's in the car? No, the cars. Did you just abandon it on the street? Michelle, I cannot. I actually can't. Can I please tell this story on my podcast? Oh, we can tell this story on the podcast. I'm thrown. I don't know I don't know if we'll ever recover. I don't know if you'll ever get in that. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if you're ever getting in that car again. I don't know. That is so fucking insane.
Why has this happened to her again?
Why has this happened to you 2 times? 20 years apart, basically. I don't think it was. I think it was a rat. No, of course not. I don't understand. I mean, there's just, this is absurd, though. The rats are coming for you. My God, Michelle, this is actually, I have to go because I have to do my podcast, but I'm thrown. One of the high costs of city living is that there may in fact be vermin that find their way into your vehicle of transportation. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Fuck. Well, you took your family. It's like the rats of Nim, because now the rat has gone across a bridge and is on a different fucking island than its family. How is it going to get back to its family? Okay. I love you so much. Okay. I'll call you in a little bit. I love you. Bye.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best.
Well, we thought that the vermin stories of friends of ours were done with the dead alive possum in Emily Beebe's bed. Not so, says Michelle Williams.
Breaking news.
This is breaking news. We're cutting into this edited podcast right now. This could just be the beginning of the podcast. Guys, we did our podcast already. We're coming back because I had some calls. We have to do our ads. This happens from time to time where we do this. Sometimes you've heard I do my ads by myself because Caissie's like, I've already moved on, busy. I'm working. I'm editing the podcast now. You do the ads. She never says that, but I'm like, you're editing the podcast. I'll do the ads. But just as we were about to start recording these ads, the phone rang and it was Michelle Williams, my, as you know, best friend, who just told me the most horrifying story of driving their family car across the bridge into Manhattan today for her hair appointment. And she hadn't yet put music on. And she was alone in the car, children at home, at school. And she heard a noise, a rustling that can only be, that is known as soon as you hear it, that it is a small animal of some sort. Inside her fucking car. And she was in traffic and she was like, did I just hear something rustling in the back of this car? She could not pull over. She was like in gridlocked traffic.
Oh my God.
And then she saw it. And she saw it in the back seat and it was a giant rat in her car.
In the back
inside
seat?
of her car. Yes, in her back seat. And then she got pulled over and she parked the car and just got out and just closed the door and locked it. And then she just left the car. She left it. It's gone. I was like, it's gone. It's New York's now. It belongs to the rats.
Oh my God.
No, she left like a note to the parking police explaining the situation and just saying that someone will be getting the car later tonight. It will not be her. It will, in fact, be her husband, Thomas Cale is responsible for retrieving the rat vehicle.
Oh my God.
She she took an Uber back to her house.
Because let's also go back in time.
We gotta
and
go back in time.
remember on Busy Tonight, Michelle was our guest, and she allowed you to share a story of another time when her vehicle was infiltrated
by a small vermin.
Yes.
AKA
That had
a
like
rat.
eaten the wires in her car.
No, there are 3 times. Now it's happened 3 times. She had a squirrel infestation in upstate New York. The squirrels ate the wires in her car. When Matilda was a baby, I want to say a baby, so this was like almost 18 years ago. It was a very, very cold winter, and they weren't really driving their car that much. They weren't leaving that much because it was just a baby, and they lived in Brooklyn and whatever. And then at some point, she or Heath, I can't remember who, got in the car. I'm going to say now, based on the reaction today, that it was probably Heath.
Yeah, right.
That found that the car back in, I don't know, 06, whatever that was, 05, whatever it was, that there were some small mice that had taken up residence. But at the time, we really made it like a fairy tale, they were just like, please, sir, we're so cold. We're just little mice, and we just need a little warm place to stay for the winter. They took that was fine. They got those mice out, and there had been some, and the car, and by the way, Michelle had admitted the car, Matilda was I guess a little bit older, in that era where a child has those snacks that dissolve
eaten. I was going to say,
mouth. Yeah,
these are the 2 explanations. One is that Michelle is the actual real life human Snow White, and
but also we cannot discredit that theory.
Attracts woodland creatures, want to get into a cottage with her, and since she doesn't have a cottage, they do the next best thing.
It's her carriage.
They're coming to her carriage.
They're coming to the carriage.
And hoping to be turned into horses, maybe? Something.
I think humans. I think they're betting on her turning them into humans.
It's possible. I'm mixing my Disney films. And then the other possibility is that she's straight up just leaving snacks in her car all the time.
But she said just now on the phone, I have kept a very clean car since the mouse incident of Matilda's baby years. She's been really sort of fastidious about how clean the car has to be.
Cars made of food.
This is the question. I don't know what she is driving
a gingerbread car
made of cheese because how are they getting in?
That's also
how
Hansel and Gretel vibes. Maybe she's so sweet that she's like, I'll drive a gingerbread car because I am that charmed.
I mean,
wow.
What a wild journey.
But also, we can't discount how much this happens to you and all of your friends. So it
might be me.
The linchpin in this whole thing.
It is true. I mean, listen, I will say when I lived in LA, we had a lot of animals happening. Remember, there were the raccoons having sex on my balcony.
Yes.
There was the possums. I had my own possum encounters, several, in fact. I'm trying to think if there were any other. Mark was chased by a coyote once while he was jogging around our neighborhood back in the day. But it's true. It is true. It's true.
A lot of wildlife, a lot of misplaced wildlife happening.
A lot of misplaced wildlife.
I mean, maybe it's just normal. Maybe it's just all these animals are like, fuck them people. I'm getting in their car. I deserve rides too.
Yeah.
And it's just it's going to happen more and more.
They're not just for people. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoy the podcast this week.
Wow. Yeah, let's get to it.
Hi. I'm recording as well.
Yay.
Just so we're all on the same page.
Remember when we first started doing this podcast and someone would routinely, we would try to clap at the beginning to sync it up.
Still
and
don't
then,
even understand what the fuck we were doing there. I mean, I
So-
think there were a lot of question marks about the early days of this podcast.
we'd like something would happen with someone's recorder. It would crap out. I mean, knock on wood, that still happens sometimes, but knock on wood, it happens a lot less.
So
I
also,
just
let's not, it was literally mid-pandems, honey.
Yeah.
We
And
were in the thick of it. Locked down. Hadn't even reopened yet. Really? It hadn't.
We were quarantined.
People were not eating in restaurants. I'm brushing my hair, guys. If that's the sound that you're, this is a little ASMR. I had showered before my call. I had a call, guys. Caissie knew about it. But I had a call before the pod, and I had showered before the call, but then didn't have time to brush out my hair before the call. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
So now you're brushing.
I'm using the opportunity now.
You're brushing partially air dried hair, but it wasn't a video call. It was just a call.
Yeah, it was just a call.
I don't like
It was
a
just a
call
call.
anymore.
You don't?
I don't like multiple people on a call because it's nobody knows how to do it anymore. I don't think.
No, everybody interrupts, and it's like fucking weird. And then you're like, wait, sorry, wait, what were you going to say?
No, go ahead.
Wait,
go ahead.
No, you go.
It's like a four-way stop, and everyone's a polite driver.
It's the person on the right goes first.
But nobody knows that, and nobody ever, here's the thing. Everybody's polite on a conference call, but then an edge starts to creep into everyone's attitude because of how polite everyone's being and no progress is being made.
Totally.
And then everyone's
This
fucking
is actually
salty
very accurate.
by the end of it. It happens all within like 15 minutes. I'm not categorizing your call that you just had because I'm sure all the people that were on the call are listening. I'm not saying that
You
happened.
think?
I'm not saying that happened on your call. I'm just saying that's my experience with multiple calls, conference calls, I guess you call them.
Can I talk to you about my experience of spending what feels like millions of dollars on chargers that just go away?
Yeah.
They just disappear. They're gone. They're gone. They're gone. They're gone, girl. They are gone, girl. Like, I don't know if they're doing it to themselves. Like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know how they jump into other people's arms, into other people's bags, I guess. I don't fucking know in my home. But it's a never ending struggle of me purchasing. And I'm like, this is it. I write my fucking name on them. I use a Sharpie.
Right.
Gone.
It's so, okay. So in this office situation where I worked one time, someone took off my desk my laptop charger, which that is like quite an expensive item.
But that's what I'm saying. Now all the chargers are all the chargers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like my laptop chargers, my phone charger is the same plug now as my laptop.
Yeah.
And I just bought, when I got the new phone, I purchased multiple. Gone.
It's so wild. With my laptop charger, I went out into like the immediate area, and I immediately saw who had taken my charger, and I was like, hey. And of course I didn't want to be like, you stole my charger, to like,
oh, I'm sure it was a mistake.
Yeah. And I was like, I think you accidentally were maybe using my desk and then you took my charger. And they were like, no, this is my charger. And I 100% knew it was my charger. And I was just like, listen, I'm not going to like start shit with someone that I work in a building with. But the second this shit is unattended, I'm taking it back. And so that's what I did. And I was like, I'm going to force this person to have to come re-steal my charger if they want it. Like, because I knew it was mine. No, they didn't.
Did not.
But they were like,
they knew it.
yeah. but it was icy. It was tense. But you're
People
just
are
talking about
wild.
in your home. You don't even have a workplace. You don't even have like a colleague that. Where's all your chargers?
Let's be honest. I consider everyone in my home a colleague. Let's be real. I have colleagues coming in and out. You know what I mean? Constantly.
Oh my God. Do you need chargers? Is that what's happening?
Even like for Christmas, my mom gave me like a giant pack from like Costco of chargers. They're all gone.
Yeah. All gone. All gone. Oh my gosh.
I don't
I
know.
always
look.
try
You know what? We're doing our best over here, and
Yeah.
if I am being very real, I'm pretty sure Cricket is the culprit of all.
Oh, okay. Because
I'm pretty sure she is like a kid from like a sci-fi TV show or something where it's like,
Yeah.
what is she doing with all the chargers? They're just like, you know what I mean? Like she's amassing some sort of thing. Or
Yeah.
it's like that movie. It's the M. Night Shyamalan movie with the little kid with the cups of water that I always reference because of my big cups of
Signs.
water. Signs. Like she's like, we don't know what the chargers are for, but like when the alien apocalypse invasion of zombies happens, all of a sudden Cricket will have like put together some sort of device with all of my chargers that will like save humanity.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You'll be glad that she helped
I'll be
yourself to
grateful.
the chargers. It's hard. It's hard. We just had this discussion in my house yesterday about how like I am really struggling to be the type of person, but working at it, to be the type of person that always puts the thing that we need in the place where
right
we'll
back where it belongs.
Right. And then, and I live with 3 other people, and I'm not trying to be accusatory, but I know if it wasn't me, it was one of them. Take whatever fucking thing. Yesterday, it was like our mop bucket was missing. And I'm like, where's the fucking mop bucket? Like what, like why isn't it in the mop bucket place? Like why?
Why wasn't it? Why?
Why? Where did it
was
go? And it was in the garage. Someone had used it in the garage for something, and I don't go in
And then
the
just
garage.
left it there.
Yeah, and just left it there. They didn't put it back in the mop bucket place. And then it's just like, there's no winning in that situation, because you're already like the mean mom. And I say mom, but mom/wife partner who's like coming to everyone like, I know one of you guys did this,
Listen.
And then it's not.
I know it was you.
And it's not that big a deal, but it's also like it shouldn't be that big a deal. You shouldn't have to lead an inquisition when you need the mop bucket,
No, you shouldn't.
And you shouldn't have to lead an investigation. You shouldn't have to lead a scavenger hunt because the mop bucket has a home, and yet it wasn't there.
But also, like, can we just discuss? This is like, I actually think this is the most relatable content because I think this is like actually what we all experience all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's like, and then you never know what the reaction's going to be. If it's like yesterday, there was contrition. Like I had left it in the garage. I'm sorry. Here it is. But you could also get attitude on one day where, someone's like, I left it in the garage. What's the big deal? You could have looked in the garage. You just never know what you're going to get. And so yesterday,
you never know what you're going to get.
I got contrition, and then it's like, here's what I've been struggling with, Busy. Maybe you have some wise words about this. I'm just always like at a loss for how am I to react to this? You know what I mean? Like sometimes like someone's salty with you. And even if they apologize for being salty, and even if the apology is sincere, like then they immediately want it to go back to like regular. And I'm like, no, I'm still like upset about the saltiness. Like it's going to take me a while.
This is also a thing I think that happens depending on how your family of origin handled things.
Yeah.
Because I think it's really, really, that piece of it is a thing that a lot of times I think people forget to look at or acknowledge. And I just mean that, like, I came from a family where things got really chaotic and oftentimes screamy, maybe name cally, whatever.
Yeah.
And then when it was over, it was fucking over. Over,
Okay.
moved on, gone, done.
Yeah.
And that's not normal for most people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or it is normal for some people.
Right.
But like, it just depends, and like depends on your ability, your individual ability to process. And it's weird, but like when you're in relation to other people, like you have to have that exact conversation. Like in your family growing up, did people get into fights and then when it was over, did they just move on? Because if the answer is yes, then you know that that's what is going to happen, and you have to like figure out how you're going to process it. And then maybe it's a conversation of like, well, see, so for me, I actually need a beat.
Right.
For me, it actually takes me a little bit. I will get there. I appreciate the apology. I know you weren't meaning for it to be like that. But I just need a minute to like process my feelings were hurt. And I just need to, I'm not still, I won't hang on to it forever.
Right.
And then you have to do it, right? Like that.
Yeah, then you can't like bring it up and be like, you always, which I think most of us are pretty good, and that's where we are. We're not like, and then 7 years ago you did blah. We're not like that.
Isn't that the fucking hardest? I also do think that's like astrological signs. I do think that is so like deeply tied to astrological signs.
Yeah, probably.
I hold on to things for 1 million years.
So in your family it's over, but it's not really over with you.
I think it's over for some people, but not always for me. Yeah.
It's so hard. I feel like I'm left a lot of times being like, here's what, and I've actually had this conversation this week with someone that wasn't even in my family, but someone said something like kind of out of pocket online. Like not bad. Like it wasn't even, it was just a lot. Like what they said was a lot. And I didn't respond at all.
What was it? Can we talk about it?
It just was a lot. It was like an over effusive comment about someone else that wasn't even me, but someone that I'm connected to. And so
was it about me?
No. No, I didn't respond at all. It was like,
you guys love that I'm just trying to get her to like actually just give us the tea. What is the tea?
I don't want to say the tea because like to some people it would be meaningless, and then to other people it would like just restart like a whole thing. It was just someone being overly curious about something that's none of their business and asking me to like say it, And I'm like, why would I tell you, or I wouldn't tell anyone. First of all, I wouldn't answer the question about anyone that I know, let alone like a friend or whatever, but also like triply, let alone to a virtual stranger, So it was like someone had overstepped. And then they messaged me when I didn't respond saying like, I should apologize. That was like out of line. That was out of pocket. And what I said to the person was like, I appreciate the apology. They were saying like, sometimes I get over excited and like over involved and I said, I appreciate the apology and I appreciate the sentiment. Mm-hmm. What I would encourage you to do is before you say something, maybe just ask yourself, how would I expect or hope this person would respond to this? What am I imagining their reaction would be? And am I putting them in a weird place by even asking this? Am I putting them in a weird position? And then that made me, it was like a cascade effect. It made me realize that like, I guess that's what I'm wishing for in the world, is that every time you're having like a weird interaction or like a conflict with a person, I really wish people would sometimes be like, well, why am I having this conflict? Like what what's going on with this person, and is what I'm doing putting them in a weird position of, feeling like they can't say the right thing here, or forcing them to go look for a bucket that should have been in a place where it is, or, just whatever it is. Like, I'm wishing for more introspection.
Well,
I guess.
That's the dream. The dream is that everyone is self-aware.
Yes.
The dream is that you have like self-awareness and also self-reflection. And the thing is, like, I do think you and I are both very self-aware people.
Yeah.
I have blind spots for sure. Like, I have areas where I know I'm less self-aware.
Okay.
Than I do. I just think I do.
Yeah.
But I do think that it is sort of like the root of all conflict.
Yeah.
Is a lack of self-awareness.
Yeah.
Or like self-reflection.
Yeah.
Because just that thing that you just said, like, literally, it's like what they teach kids in elementary school about posting on social media or about saying something to a friend. Like,
right.
Is this something that is helpful? Is this something that's going to add to the world in a positive way?
Right.
Or why am I asking this question?
Right.
What am I trying to get out of it?
Right. And like, I think another thing that could be added to that, is it helpful? Is it kind? Is it necessary? The fourth peg for maybe like a more sophisticated person, an older person who's not in elementary school. Do I know this person like that?
Am I close enough with this person?
Yeah. Like, are we in the type of friendship or relationship?
What is our relationship that would lead me to believe that I could ask about something deeply personal?
Yeah. It's very interesting.
But people do think that because of parasocial relationships, like they do think that they are.
Yeah.
They would answer yes. You know what I mean?
I think that's true. I was just talking to my husband about this, about like someone that I've known, like, we didn't go to college together, but I've known since college, recently was like, I'm coming to LA. Like, what should I do? And I was like, I don't know you. I don't know. I was like, what do you like? But also I'm like, why am I being given an assignment? Like I was just like, I literally don't even know you well enough to suggest areas of things that you might like, but also, and then
also,
I started.
Can we just say, is there anything worse than someone being like, hey, I'm coming to your town. Where should I eat? What should I do? I'm like,
yeah,
I don't fucking know. Like, what do you feel like doing? What do you want to eat? What do you like? I don't know.
Who are you as a person? I don't remember.
I also feel like, I had this realization about somebody that I know in my life. Like, they were being like weird about restaurants with me, like constantly asking, like whenever they were like, where should I go? Could you get me a reservation at this place? And I'm like, what? No, really. And sorry if you're listening. But then I was like, I think they think that because I'm like famous or whatever, and I can get into like a lot of restaurants because of that. That's like the one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There are a couple real perks. But that is the number one, I would say, is access to good restaurants for the most part. But also a lot of times people are like, no, we can't see you. Well, we could get you in next Saturday or whatever.
Right.
But then it occurred to me that this person is a little bit older than me. And I think they literally just didn't know about Resi.
Oh.
Like they just didn't know how to make reservations.
Interesting. I get that.
And I was like, sure, but try Resi. If you have an issue, maybe I can like see if I have, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like you see,
Wow.
I mean, I've said this before and I don't think she would care, but whenever I have lunch with Bette Midler, she always insists on making the reservation. And I think it's because she likes doing stuff like that, because it's like, those are things that it'd be very easy to just have someone take over for you and have someone else handle it. And she likes to just still do that regular stuff. So she always insists on making the reservation, and it's always under her real name. And then I'm always there like 1 minute before her, and I say, I'm here to meet Bette Midler. And the person always looks at you like, haha, LOL, you gave a joke name. And then every time the hostess will be like, I thought that was a joke. I didn't think she was really coming.
I mean,
I love it.
I love it too.
I
would
love
be
it.
so thrilled if I was anywhere and Bette Midler showed up. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do know what you mean. It is thrilling. She's a thrilling person.
She is a thrilling person.
But so anyway, these are all the things. This has been my week. Just a lot of thinking about wishing that people would be introspective about things and asking themselves, like, how would I react to this if someone asked it of me, and what would I do? And if the answer is I wouldn't react well, then don't do it. But then, do I always ask myself that? I think I do more than most people.
I bet you do. I bet you do. I bet you do.
Well, I mean, I think it cuts both ways, right? Like, because I think if you were to critique me and what I do, you would say that maybe sometimes I take into consideration too much how someone else is going to react. And I'm like inventing a story about how this would really be putting someone out when it's really not a big deal. Sometimes I like don't even ask because I've told myself like, oh, this would be, way too much or way too hard for someone.
Yeah. I see you do that.
It goes both ways,
It goes both ways.
Yeah.
But I get that. I do that too. Sometimes I also just am like, I don't need to bother this person. I'll just figure it out.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'll just figure it out.
And I know that
happening?
I must have a reputation for wishing that people would figure things out, because people are always like, I tried to Google this first. Like, they report to me, but
Stop it.
I wasn't able to get the in. I'm like, okay, all right, you did your due diligence, but I am literally just going to Google it now.
Ritual. Ooh, I love Ritual. I really love it. I'm a little skeptical sometimes when it comes to multivitamins. I just gotta be honest.
Yeah.
But I have been taking my Ritual Essential for Women 18 plus multivitamin.
I think that calling us 18 plus is very generous.
Wait
and I'm
a minute.
very grateful to.
I was about to just say the same thing. Part of the reason why I enjoy it is that I am 18 plus. Thank you for recognizing that, Ritual.
Recognizing our true age.
Well, it's got high quality, traceable key ingredients in clean, bioavailable forms. 9 key nutrients in 2 delayed release capsules per day that optimize your body's absorption. And I take them on an empty stomach, and it doesn't hurt my stomach.
Ugh, a dream.
An actual dream. They're also vegan. They're non-GMO, product verified. They're gluten and major allergen free. They are a certified B Corp, which we love. And as I said, they are made traceable.
And they put their multivitamin to the test in a university-led clinical trial. Over 12 weeks, Ritual was shown to increase vitamin D levels by 43% and omega-3 levels by 41%. That's a big deal.
It is a huge deal. I also use the daily protein. I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah,
I'm going to be honest. Why wouldn't I be honest? That would be so weird if I was dishonest in this moment. No, I do. I also use the Ritual daily protein, which I love, just FYI, in case you guys are interested. I think you should try it. We should all be taking a multivitamin. It's a good idea. Cover your bases. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love that, like, it's USP verified, and only 1% of supplement brands on the market have the USP verified mark, which means that the product contains the ingredients that are actually listed on the label, guys. That's what that means.
The differences between things that you find next to each other on the shelves is wild between what they say is in it and what's actually in it. So the fact that Ritual is traceable is a huge deal.
It is a huge deal. No more shady business, guys. Ritual's Essential for Women 18 Plus is a multivitamin you can actually trust. Get 25% off your first month at ritual.com/busy. Start Ritual or add Essential for Women 18 Plus to your subscription today. That's ritual.com/busy for 25% off. Faria, Faria, Faria. Get on it, Faria. Guys, we love Faria. We love Faria because who doesn't want to have good sex? And if you're having good sex, good for you. And then why don't you want to have better sex? You can. You really can.
Foria has really seen us through some seasons of our lives.
See, so many seasons. Just lots of them. Anyway, guys, I love Foria. Always have, always will. I'm a believer. I'm a big believer. What is Foria? What is it? Oh, well, Foria are products that have been designed using all natural and plant-based ingredients to intensify sexual pleasure or relieve discomfort and give you access to bigger and better orgasms, whether you're by yourself or with somebody. Maybe you're with somebody. Anyway, guys, they have a cult following. There are all kinds of people that have had their lives transformed by Foria. I have gifted Foria to many a girlfriend in happy, sexually satisfying relationships, and then they have reached back out to me to let me know, holy cow, am I glad that you got me the Awaken Arousal oil and the sex oil, because it does things to people, especially people with vulvas.
Yes.
And who doesn't want to have bigger, better orgasms? That's all.
We all
You know what I mean?
it.
Like if you're a person who's like if you're like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I think you're full of it. So that's what
Or maybe
I
you
think.
just don't even know. Maybe you can't even conceptualize how much better it could be. That's why you should try it. Like if it's already so good, it could already be so much better. Just try it.
You got to. You have our permission to try it. We fully endorse that you go ahead and treat yourself to more, deeper, fuller pleasure wherever you can find it and as often as possible. And you can start right now with a bottle of Foria. Foria is offering a special deal for our listeners. You can get 20% off your first order by visiting foriawellness.com/best, or just use code BEST at the checkout, guys. That's Foria, Foria, wellness.com/best for 20% off your first order. I recommend trying that Awaken Arousal oil and the sex oil. You're going to thank us. Wait, what's happening? What else is happening this week? Are things happening? I don't know. Oh, Birdie came back.
Birdie came back. That's
Birdie
good.
came back. It is good. It's like, it's all.
It's a lot.
Yes.
It's a lot of just such a big life change.
It's a life change. And And I feel like I'm going to talk to you about this maybe a little bit. This is like so funny that I'm about to say this. I kind of feel like I need to stop talking about my kids.
That makes sense.
Yeah, all together on like this podcast and everywhere in the world.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I've been thinking a lot about that and like talking about it in therapy. And yeah, I just feel like I think I might need to stop talking about my kids.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Especially where they're at an age where it's time for them to tell their own stories, you know?
Totally.
And you know that like this entire time on the podcast, I don't know how much I've talked about this, but for the most part, if I say anything specific about anyone in my family, sometimes I'll say it spontaneously, but then I go back and get permission from them to make sure that it's okay to tell a certain thing. And if they, you know, it's been very rare. It's only been once or twice where someone has said, like, I wish you wouldn't mention that, so please take it out or whatever. But I always have. But so that's a thing.
Well, it's interesting because I do think like we've talked about parenting.
Yeah.
And like our experiences parenting and stuff.
Yeah.
But it gets complicated, right? And like, I do also think there's been an element of like, especially for me, of, yeah, like figuring it all out as I go.
Yeah.
And that is a little messy for sure, you know?
For sure.
But I don't know, man. I don't know.
And
you
also,
know,
you don't share everything.
No, I really don't.
So it becomes interesting too, because it's like, well, it just becomes interesting from the perspective of, I'm sure like the feedback that you get back is like, you're not sharing everything. And I'm sure people have feedback that, you know, maybe sometimes is helpful, but sometimes is like judgmental or whatever. And you're like, well, you don't know the whole story. And it's like, because we're not telling the whole story and you never could tell the whole story. And so, you know, it's very, very complicated. It's very, very complicated. And it's not like you're just like, the baby did the cutest thing. You know what I mean? Like it's real stuff. And
it's real stuff and their real lives. And I don't know. It's all... What is anything? I don't know.
I get it. And, you know, and yeah, they're getting older and they're at an age where they might want to tell their own story. And that's, you know, we say that all the time. Like you just last week, you asked Emily, can we tell this story? You know, and she said yes.
Well, also for the record, like I do want to say, like I have asked my kids if I can say things or tell stories on here or Instagram
100%.
or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I haven't. I just mean like, just in general, I don't know. I just feel like their privacy and autonomy is like I want to be really respectful of it right now.
Yeah, of course. I get that.
Yeah. So anyway, there's that. Although I can talk about this. We started watching, you know, we love to watch the shows together.
Yeah.
First of all, we watched All the Light We Cannot See. Did you watch that like miniseries?
I did not watch it.
Mark Ruffalo and Hugh Laurie.
I didn't, although I love Hugh Laurie, so I should put it on the list.
And Lewis Hoffman.
Okay.
It's a new up-and-coming actor from Germany.
Okay.
Is that good? Is that my good German accent? But also the reason why we watched that was because Birdie had watched this German series called Dark. Did you guys watch this?
No.
Well, Jen and I watched like the first 5 episodes last night. It's 3 seasons. It's so good. But it's all the things we love. You guys should watch it. You should watch it, Caissie. You guys would love it.
Okay.
Because it's like sci-fi, time travel, like weird stuff. It's just good. It's great. It's great.
Nice.
I love it. I love it.
Listen, they're making good stuff in every other country.
They're making good stuff here.
No, they are, but I'm just saying, like, we forget that there's whole other worlds outside of like what we have here of other stuff that we can check out. Every country's making good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's making good stuff.
Yeah. So, no, I watched the Brats documentary last night about the Brat Pack, and I was left.
Oh, yeah. I saw you tweet about it. Wait, what is it?
It's like Andrew McCarthy. Okay, so you know the Brat Pack, obviously Gen X icons. So in 1985, I believe, an article was written that coined the phrase the Brat Pack, and it was supposed to be a profile of a young Emilio Estevez. And, like happens, the journalist kind of became friendly with his subject, Emilio. And so Emilio said, hey, I'm having dinner with these guys, Rob Lowe and Judd Nelson. Do you want to join us? And so the profile became this thing where, it was referred to as scathing at the time.
Really? I mean, I'm sure it was like so PG now.
Probably. Or maybe not. Maybe it was rougher. I did not go back and read the article, which the journalist.
What was it in? Do we know? Was it like Vanity Fair or something?
I think it was in the New Yorker.
Is it where the name Brat Pack came up, like started? Like,
yes, he coined the journalist talked about how he had hit upon this title for them, is that he was saying he was having dinner. He had done the profile and it had like taken this direction where these other young actors were included. And it addressed the fact that in pop culture at the time was the first time that like movie studios realized the young audience was very coveted and was making content directly for like 18 to 20-year-olds, And so the journalist was saying he was having dinner with a bunch of other journalists and they ate a ton of food. And one of the other journalists said, oh, we're the Fat Pack. And, a pun on the Rat Pack, who we know, Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr., all those cool cats from that time, which, by the way, being called the Rat Pack doesn't sound like a compliment either. But so anyway, this journalist was like, thought the Fat Pack was funny. It stuck in his head. And then he was like, oh, the Brat Pack, they're brats. These people are brats. So anyway.
But did he mean they were brats or did he mean they were like young?
I think that he said he just thought it was a funny joke. And yeah, they're
like
young.
A pun.
And bratty, and it was a pun, but apparently like it deeply scarred some people for a really long time. And and I get it, because like people weren't nice back then. People weren't, that was like, that's kind of how magazines,
well, as opposed to now.
Yeah.
When people are so
nice
kind and respectful.
So anyway, but listen, I'll watch the documentary because I loved all those movies, except for St. Elmo's Fire, which I've never seen. I was too young to see St. Elmo's Fire when it came out, and then I just never got into my rotation. But I loved John Hughes movies, even though I know they're problematic for many reasons. But so anyway, Andrew McCarthy set out to do this documentary, like, I don't know, to heal from being called the Brat Pack or being part of the Brat Pack. And then, but it just was like, let me tell you this. If you had done a drinking game where you drank every time the words Brat Pack were uttered, you would have died. And it was just being about like, what was the Brat Pack? Who was in the Brat Pack? Was it an insult? Was it a compliment? And, and it was really, spoiler alert, Rob Lowe and Demi Moore come off very sane, and I think, where they're like, yeah, it wasn't the nicest thing to be called, but also like, it was just an article. It wasn't that deep or whatever. Emilio Estevez, I think, felt very
maligned.
He felt very maligned, and I think he felt foolish for like inviting that journalist to that dinner, because that's where the profile like took a turn into what it was. But like, he's still Emilio Estevez, you know, he's still.
Does he talk about that in the thing? Like those feelings that he was just embarrassed? That
He didn't
was
say
the
he was
one, that
embarrassed, but
like-
he did say it was naive of him to think that he was friends with the journalist.
I'm friends with the journalist that profiled me for the New Yorker, Marissa.
I know. See, but aren't you glad that, you know, she didn't decide to call you? I don't know what she would have called you.
An idiot.
Well, at first you were like, "Do I trust this?" You did say that to her.
She basically, I got it out of the way.
Yeah.
I mean, I asked the question.
Yeah, Amelia
I guess
never
that is
asked
the
question.
truth.
Yeah.
Self-awareness, baby.
Yeah. So anyway, but it was like, I was left feeling with, and they did touch on this, like Malcolm Gladwell was in the documentary and he was like, it was just like a funny joke on the Rat Pack. Like, and Andrew McCarthy was like, we didn't think it was funny. And he's like, okay. But what I was mostly left with is like, it really was just like, you know what it made me think of? Like, early in my career, a part of my day was writing jokes that were very rough on people. And, you know, and I worked for the Rosie O'Donnell show for a long time, and it was a pleasure because I never had those guilty feelings. Like, we weren't really mean and we didn't really go after people comedically the same way that other shows that I worked on really, you know, went after people and like, you know, and I'm not saying like punching down. We were definitely punching up, but it's still punching, you know, and like taking the piss out of.
Punching is punching.
Yeah, turns out punching is punching. And so there were times when like, I went through a period where every person I was writing like a scathing joke about, I would run into them like within 24 hours of when I had like turned in a joke that was, and I was like, oh my God, the universe is trying to tell me something. Like, they didn't know I wrote this joke about them that some performer was performing, but I just was like, the universe is trying to tell me like, this is not the way for me. And so that started to change the way that I wrote, but it just reminded me of like, it was a different time. And like, I'm not saying that they didn't have the right to be hurt by it, but I am bummed out that it affected some of them so much, it seems like, because like they still were great and talented and they still did okay.
I don't even understand. I mean, I guess it's like, right. I guess a little bit, it's hard to look back at a totally different era of culture and understand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and like a pretty privileged group from that era too.
That's what I mean. Like, I'm just like, really, guys? I mean, just in your telling of it, I just, far worse things have been said about people.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, I think like having a sense of humor about yourself or being able to understand that like one person's opinion doesn't make or break you.
Right.
One article doesn't define you.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, if that were the case, I'd be fucked. Seriously.
It was very interesting. In the end, what I felt like was, and by the way, like Judd Nelson and Molly Ringwald did not participate in it because they just said they wanted to like look forward and not look back, which I can A, understand, and B, also maybe they just didn't want to be in Andrew McCarthy's documentary, and that's what they said. You know what I mean? Like, we'll never know. But it was very not Gen X. That's really what I was left with, is that I was like, Gen X is the unseen generation. Like, people forget that we exist at all, period. So like, to even have a documentary, like just dwelling on the minutia of something from our generation was kind of funny because like, it's the opposite of like the thing that people always say about Gen X. But the thing that other people always say, or that people also always say about Gen X, is how tough we are. And it wasn't the toughest most resilient, message of resilience. Or
But men aren't tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like no men are tough.
It was
You know
interesting.
what I mean?
They came around.
I think the women of Gen X are insanely tough.
Yeah.
But I don't think of the men of Gen X as being tough at all.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Do you?
Know. I do think that, I mean, listen, I know a lot of guys that were like kind of on their own in the way that I felt on my own. And so, like, I know a lot of guys that made really, truly terrible choices and probably learned a lot of lessons as a result of that. And then I know a lot of guys that, like, kind of had to step up and be, like, very adult-like. So I did know a lot of guys that were mature beyond their years, whether that was like, I know how to fix a truck or, I know how to chase off a home invader with a shovel or whatever, that was, yeah. Like, here's a core memory. I remember coming home, getting off the bus.
I just know it's going to be great. Here's a core memory. It's like, but guys, I'm just going to let you know right now, it's not going to be great. It's not going to be an enjoyable story for us. You know what I mean?
I got off the school bus and my neighbors who, and when I say neighbors, I lived in like a rural area. So they would have had to have been eagle-eyed neighbors. But they were older boys, teenage boys. Like, and by the way, they lived far enough away, and Gen X being what it was, like, I didn't really know that. I didn't have a ton of interaction with them. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't know whether they were like good guys or bad guys. Anyway, I got off the elementary school bus, and those two neighbor teen guys were sitting on top of another guy in my driveway, waiting for me to get home because I guess they had seen that guy like went around behind my shed to steal my bike, my Huffy Sweet Thunder bike, a pink Huffy. And I don't know what he was stealing it for. But anyway, my two neighbor teen Gen X guys who were alone in their house saw him, came, beat him up, and then that wasn't enough. They sat on him and waited for my bus to come home because they were like gonna make him apologize to me for trying to steal my bike. And so he did. And then they were like, get the fuck out of here and never come to this neighborhood again, and let him go. But so like in a weird, twisted Gen X way, that was tough and adult-like, I guess. But anyway, that's what I just remembered about my neighbors.
That seems crazy. Paul Scheer has a good story in his book about someone thinking he stole a bike and it was his bike and them trying to steal it back. It's like a really great story.
I gotta read it.
It's like actually like sort of scary too.
Yeah.
Like it was like he was like being threatened by adults. Like,
oh my God. That's the thing about Gen X, really. This is why that documentary makes sense. Gen X, for like as much as we're the unseen generation, fucking love drama. Like Gen X loves drama. Like every wedding I ever went to had a fight in the parking lot. A high school graduation party, two dads got in a fight. Just Gen X loves drama, which probably explains like the part of the popularity of reality television, if we're being honest.
Yeah. Wait, I just saw, maybe did I save the article to read at a later date about the real world? Oh yeah, it was in the New Yorker.
Yeah.
I saved it to read.
Okay.
I'm very far behind on all my reading.
Well,
I don't know.
You read the headline. You know you want to read it. That's like
that might be as far as it ever gets.
that might be. You get the gist.
Might be it. It might be it.
Oh my gosh. I like now everything on social media has like a summary of what the comments are because of like AI. Like AI summarizes and they're like, everyone in this thread is mad that people posted a selfie with filters on it. And you can just read that and know whether you want to even get into the comments. But I mean, the obvious answer is no, you don't, and you shouldn't.
I don't think we ever
But
want to
now
get into
AI
the comments.
AI will summarize it for you on most social media platforms that I've been using, which is terrifying in one way, but in another way, I guess, is saving me trouble. And I watch Bridgerton, obviously. I'm just a red-blooded American woman. So, of course, I watched Bridgerton.
Well, Birdie had plans and they just are not happening now, so... She's asking me what I'm up to later. I'm sure she wants to watch more Dark. She's already watched
you
the
were
series
watching
once.
it together?
Yeah. She's already watched it.
She's watched it once.
She just
she wants to watch it again.
You know, she's like, that's... See, I told you I was going to stop talking about my kids.
Well...
Okay, well. Thrive. We love Thrive so much. I love Thrive.
Gosh.
Boy, oh boy, do I love Thrive.
That mascara, I give it to everyone.
I give it to everybody too. People are thrilled about it.
Yeah.
People ask me what mascara I'm using.
I was going to say, you always have people asking on Instagram what mascara you're using, and you've turned on a number of professional makeup artists to this mascara.
Very true. Very true. People are obsessed, and rightfully so. Because let me tell you something. There's a lot out there to choose from in terms of like beauty products and the things you can buy. And here's why I like Thrive. Number one, because I tried it.
Right.
Because I tried it and it worked better than anything I had ever tried before. Thrive Cosmetics has a full line of makeup that can refresh your everyday look. They have very clean, skin-loving ingredients. I have very sensitive skin, and I have only had the best possible reactions to Thrive Cosmetics. But also, I love that they like not only have uncompromising standards, but that they support communities that I care about. That's why Thrive is in their name and why they spell cosmetics C-A-U-S-E, because they donate products and funds to help communities thrive. That's how they give back. And I love that they give back. I love that their formulas are 100% vegan and cruelty-free and have zero parabens, sulfates, or phthalates. That's so important to me right now because I don't want to turn into a plastic person.
Right.
And the Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara, I'm not even kidding you, my eyelashes are healthier now than when I started using this mascara 2 years ago. I am telling you.
Right.
It's really an incredible formulation. It tubes around your eyelashes. It comes right off with warm water. And it really has these like nourishing ingredients. And my lashes are the proof. So
no raccoon eyes, no transfer. Also huge fan of Brilliant Eye Brightener. I use it for highlighter and eye color. I use it for everything. I always have it with me. And also the eyebrow liner, the Infinity Waterproof Eyebrow Liner. I need to fill in my brows. They don't look right if I don't. And to have something that stays on all day is a huge deal. Plus, we're not even talking about Thrive's whole entire line of skincare, which I am also obsessed with. Their face wash is the best thing I've ever used in my life.
Yeah, I'm like obsessed with everything, you guys. I just want you to try it. You're going to love it. Refresh your everyday look with Thrive Cosmetics. It is luxury beauty that gives back. And right now you can get an exclusive 10% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/best. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/best for 10% off your first order. Get into it. Beam! Oh my God. Okay, Chrissy B. Chrissy was visiting, last week. We didn't even talk about that, which is insane, but I'm talking about it now. So before bed one night, she was like getting out this tea that she had brought to help her sleep. And I was like, wait. I have the Beam Dream Powder hot, like it's like hot cocoa. And she's like, are you kidding me? I love hot cocoa. And I was like, well, it's hot cocoa that you make at night. It's science backed, no
To
added
help you
sugar.
sleep. Yeah.
And it's made for sleep. Like, why don't we try this and see if you like this better than this tea that she was about to drink? Okay, guys, only 15 calories, 0 grams of sugar. Better sleep has never tasted better. Other sleep aids can make you groggy the next day.
Right.
But Dream contains a powerful all-natural blend of reishi, magnesium, melatonin, nano CBD, and it helps you fall asleep and stay asleep and wake up refreshed. Chrissy and I both woke up the next morning ready to get the day. I'm like hooked. We had the chocolate peanut butter. That's the one we drank. And it was so delicious.
The chocolate peanut butter is so good. Cinnamon cocoa is also delicious. Sea salt caramel, all these delicious flavors. And I have to say that I have a really hard time just winding down and falling asleep at night. My mind is racing a million miles a minute. And when I came back from New York, it was really Beam that got me back on track and resting and over my jet lag. I would have been lost without it.
Listen, I'm just telling you, we were both so on board with it. And it was so easy to make and like delicious to drink. And boy, did I fall asleep fast. And it's not surprising. In a clinical study, 93% of participants reported that Dream helped them get better sleep. Beam Dream, guys. Get it. It is incredible. And today, our listeners get a special discount on Beam's Dream Powder. The science-backed healthy hot cocoa for sleep with no added sugar. Better sleep has never tasted better. If you want to try Beam's best-selling Dream Powder, get up to 40% off for a limited time when you go to shopbeam.com/busy and use code busy at the checkout. That's shopbeam, BEAM.com/busy and use code busy for up to 40% off. My birthday's next week.
I know. What are your big plans?
None plans. No, none plans. I have no plans. I keep I don't know. I keep thinking I'm going to make a plan and then I don't make a plan and then I'm gonna do something and then I don't do anything and I don't know. Time isn't real. I don't know if you saw that article yesterday or 2 days ago. It's confirmed now.
Yeah.
Quantum entanglement, guys. Time is an illusion.
Yeah.
It's not real.
Terrence Howard was onto something.
Terrence Howard was. And you know what?
I'm joking.
Bless his heart.
I still haven't wrapped my head around the things that Terrence Howard is trying to say are true, but that is a comment section.
No. We're not I just don't think I'm not a physicist. I don't know either. But I do know quantum entanglement a little, obviously. We've talked about it on this podcast. And I believe in it. And also I just think it's all so interesting. Timelines and ages and aging and your body and biohacking and deja vu and what's
yeah.
And butterfly effects and Mandela effects.
Yes.
Wait, there was just another Mandela effect. I just had one.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I swear to you that Chick-fil-A used to be spelled CHICAFILA.
Just
chic.
Chick-fil-A.
Not chick. I swear to you. And it was confirmed by Mark, who also was so I want to hear from you guys out there, anyone out there. I swear to you, when I first saw Chick-fil-A in Wilmington, North Carolina, when I was doing Dawson's Creek, it was chic-fil-a. Chic,
Chick-filler.
Wait, I spelled it wrong. I put the A. I don't know what I was thinking just now, guys.
You were
I just
trying to
dyslexia'd it.
visually, yeah.
I just dyslexia'd it, or like in my brain, right? But it was like CHIC-FIL-A. I swear.
Okay.
But obviously not.
Huh. Was there another chicken restaurant that was just CHIC? The Mandela effect is when you swear something was true, like the Berenstain Bears. Everybody thought that their name was something different.
Or that Nelson Mandela died. It's named after Nelson
Right.
Mandela.
Right.
Because people were convinced
Right.
that he...
Or the...
Wait. There's a whole Reddit.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. When did Chick-fil-A become Chick-fil-A? No, it's always been Chick-fil-A. But like...
So you weren't alone.
But there is a Reddit that... Oh, wait. Question. Oh, my God. This is on X from 7/9/22, just some person. Question. Was Chick-fil-A ever spelled without the K? I swear it used to be Chick-fil-A. Anyone else remember that?
Oh, my gosh.
Somebody was like, I know it was CHIC because I always hated how it was spelled. I thought it needed a K. I'm telling you.
My first awareness of Chick-fil-A was, gosh, it had to be in the late 90s. Was it the late 90s where they had the cow ad campaign where the cows were holding up signs that said eat more chicken? And chicken was always misspelled.
Yeah.
That was my first. So I'm like, did they ever change it because of the cows misspelling chicken? I don't know. Did they ever adjust to their messaging to reflect the cows were in charge?
I don't know.
I wish cows were in charge of Chick-fil-A, by the way.
I do too.
Oh my goodness. So anyway, all of this stuff, but time isn't real.
Time is not real. I just think it's, yeah. Anyway, there's an article about it.
All right. Well, I'll have to read that. I mean, what else is going on? Justin Timberlake got arrested for DUI this morning.
Yeah. The Tony Awards were last night.
Yep.
Which I didn't watch.
I didn't watch
2 nights ago.
Either, because it was like on
2 nights ago.
Pluto TV or something.
I have no idea. I don't know how to watch anything ever. I just have to tell you.
Yeah. And I just figured I'd get the clips.
Yeah, I watched. I really just watched Jonathan Groff's speech.
Yes.
Which I loved.
Amazing.
I love
speech.
him. He's incredible.
Yes.
I love him. I really do. So I really just watched his speech, and then we watched Eddie Redmayne's cabaret performance. I'm sorry. Did you watch it? The Eddie Redmayne cabaret performance?
No,
oh shit!
Need to
I
watch
think I have
it.
to send it to you right now.
I need to watch it.
It's just so much. It's just doing the most of anything ever in a way that didn't. I'm not sure. It's so hard for me when someone puts themselves out there to shit on it. I don't want to do that at all. But also it's like giving Pinocchio. It's like giving Pinocchio with like on Molly or something. Like
Okay.
I can't really articulate like, yeah, he definitely looks like he's attached to strings and like on the island for lost boys or whatever, or bad boys, whatever that island is that they go to.
Yes. Here's the thing. I just watched a little bit of it. Is like Alan Cumming, his performance in Cabaret my first exposure to cabaret was I've told you this story, right? About my super hetero colleague taking me aside to say that Alan Cummings performance confused him and like disoriented him. And I was like, yeah, I mean, and I just told him to go home. Like I told him
yes.
Like go home sexually confused, call out sick. Mm-hmm. So Alan Cumming was so sexy in that role that it would be almost impossible for anyone to match that performance. But it is very, it's doing a lot. It's doing. And I love Eddie Redmayne. I love him, but it's like he's giving like a comical, like a SpongeBob-y edge to it.
This is what I'm saying. It's giving us Ethan Slater. We didn't need it. You know? I just am like, and also, yes, like I had the pleasure of seeing Alan Cumming do the MC a couple times.
Yeah.
And this is wow.
By the way, I would watch a show and I would pitch a show, and I think I should sell this show. I would watch a show that's just called like Alan Coming and Going. That would just be about him walking. Like walking into frame and walking out. I would watch a solid half hour of that. So
I did make Birdie rewind this moment with Hugh Laurie because I thought it was like such beautiful, subtle acting.
Yeah.
And in All the Light We Cannot See. And I made her rewind it like twice so I could look at it. Because I'm like, I have never been that subtle a day in my life in anything.
Oh my God.
I was just like very obsessed with it.
Wow. Here's cute news. I don't know if you know about this, but in Vulture, we got the number 2 late night favorite moment.
What? What are you talking about?
Tina Fey's QVC prop comedy.
Shut the fuck up.
Now,
Caissie, when did you find this out? Just now?
Mike Gleason just sent it to me. Mike Gleason from QVC just now.
Just fucking send it to me right now.
It says, now this is interesting. Busy this week. Took advantage of being on a shopping channel and made Tina Fey interact with shoppables. It was quite the tightrope act Fey had to do. Be funny with the purchasable items, but don't make fun of them too much, lest no one purchase. It's like someone heard her authenticity is dangerous and expensive monologue on Las Culturistas and said, I dare you not to have an opinion about this long-legged Santa Claus. But she stuck the landing. And FYI, the squirrel that Tina took home that you gave her, it's low stock. The Christmas squirrel.
Well, I need that fucking squirrel. Will you text
Mike, you know what you need? That company makes a Christmas owl in a complimentary outfit.
Why wouldn't I need both?
The Vickerman company is selling a Christmas owl that complements the Christmas squirrel that Tina. You need them both. I might have just ruined my birthday present for you, but just saying.
Wait, that would be iconic.
Thanks to Bethy at Vulture for A, watching Busy this week, and B, giving us, you know what? I'll take number 2.
Are you out of your mind?
I'll take number 2 on the top 5.
I'll fucking take number 2 all the way to the goddamn bank right now. What are you talking about? Are you kidding me? Send it to me. Send it to me. Text it to me right now. I have to send it to everybody I know and have ever met. I didn't get it. It didn't come through yet.
Wait, I'll send it again.
Oh, wait. Now I got it. Oh, my God. What? Also, not to be now see I'm about to be a bitch about something. Why am busy? Shh. Take it.
Be a bitch. Be a bitch.
Well, I just like Stephen Colbert's floor time. It's like, honey, welcome to the floor. You know what I mean? This bitch has been on the floor since 2016. It's part of the reason why I got my first late night talk show. It's because of my floor time.
You want all 5 spots next week.
Fuck yeah, I do.
I will never chant "be a bitch" to you again, Busy. That's not my role as a friend to you, to encourage you to be a bitch.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you know what else I did this week? I know you probably know because you saw pictures, but triple Gemini birthday celebration with my friends Ashley and Kristen at
I did
Ashley's.
see that. That was so cute. What did you guys do?
We went to Ashley's house and her new house, and we had dinner that we all like made a potluck dinner, and it was just really nice. It was really nice to get together. And I also brought, Ashley had mentioned in passing, you know, her father passed away this year, and she mentioned how he would always bring this like obscure jar of pickled watermelon rinds to every charcuterie board, every celebration or whatever. Anyway, they're super hard to find, but I found that brand of pickled watermelon rind and brought it as like a housewarming gift to her. And she started crying and screamed, "I hate you," which reminded me of my favorite commercial of all time, which is for the do you remember the Titanic, like how they sold the necklace from the Titanic?
Mm-hmm.
What was it called? The Heart of the Ocean?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it was called.
At the
Also,
time,
if you haven't watched All the Light You Cannot See, I won't spoil anything for you, but just know that I did not love the end.
Okay. So during that time where the Heart of the Ocean
If you have
was,
watched
like,
it, you'll
popular
understand.
from the Titanic,
Uh-huh.
somebody made like a to be sold, this all ties in, to be sold on TV, like knockoff replica necklace that I think they were calling the Jewel of the Sea. That was like the necklace in Titanic. And there was a commercial where some girl, I think she's just sitting on like a bench. If anyone can find this commercial, I'll marry you. A girl is just like sitting on a bench wearing her fucking Jewel of the Sea necklace, and her friend pedals up on a bike. She yells, "The Jewel of the Sea, I hate you." And it is one of the fucking funniest moments
Wait, what?
in all of television history.
The Jewel of the Ocean? What was it called?
I think in Titanic it was called the Heart of the Ocean, but then the knockoff name was like Jewel of the Sea.
Okay.
But anyway, that commercial is the funniest thing. And this is Mandela effect as well, because I've never been able to find this commercial, but I know it existed because every time it was on, I would turn to Matt and crack up laughing. And he would just be like, "I love how funny that is to you."
I mean,
The Jewel of the Sea, I hate you. Like, it was such a real, whoever wrote that commercial is like the realest writer that ever lived. That's the most honest thing that a 12-year-old would say to another 12-year-old. And so anyway, when Ashley saw pickled watermelon rinds and said, "I hate you," it reminded me of that. And now I'll think of those things together forever.
Mark's very excited. I sent him the thing.
The Vulture.
Yeah.
Aww.
He's like, "Holy shit, that's so huge."
Aww.
And then he was like, "Are you excited?" And then he was like, "Oh no, I'm like that assistant you interviewed that one time." Remember when I interviewed that assistant who just kept asking me, "Are you so excited? You must just like love your life. Like, isn't it so great? I mean, are you so thrilled? Tell me more. What are you doing? Are you so excited about it?" I'm like, yeah. I'm good. Anyway. Wow, guys, this is great. I'm so excited. I am so excited though. I am so excited though.
That is really exciting. Thanks for Mike for seeing it and sending it to us. Thanks to Vulture. Vulture was always my favorite, even before. So to be in Vulture, that's a real honor and very cool.
How's your cereal stash going, Case?
My cereal stash is gone, so I need to place an order to replenish all of my Magic Spoon.
We love it. We've talked about it before. It's like you can drink your protein. You can take whatever you, but I always love cereal. And you know I love to eat cereal. It's my favorite thing.
It's your favorite thing. It's your passion.
I know. And it is one of my passions. It really is, Caissie.
I know.
I know. And now I get to snack on cereal while I'm watching a show and it has protein in it. Get out of here.
And
Magic
by the way,
Spoon.
it's like all the best flavors. The variety pack has cocoa, fruity, frosted, and peanut butter. I can't decide which one is my favorite, but I love to mix them and match them. I mix the cocoa with the peanut butter.
That's the move.
Fruity is the taste that you remember from your childhood.
100%.
Frosted is the taste that you remember. It's like I cannot explain
so
to you
good.
how happy it makes me.
Fruity makes me so happy. This pack has 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, 4 to 5 grams of net carbs, only 140 calories a serving. It's high protein, 0 sugar, keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free. Guys, we're obsessed. Go to magicspoon.com/busy and grab a variety pack so you can try it today. Be sure to use our promo code BUSY at the checkout so you can save $5 on your order. Magic Spoon, so confident. Caissie and I also so confident
100%
that you are going to be obsessed, that they have 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it, they will refund your money, no questions asked. Guys, remember to start your day off right or end it right in front of the TV with a delicious bowl of high protein cereal at magicspoon.com/busy and use the code BUSY to save $5 off.
Thank you, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring this episode. We love you.
Really, it's a heat wave, honey, and we got to get these electrolytes up. Do you know what I mean?
I was gonna say
I ordered an inflatable pool for my backyard, an adult-sized inflatable pool, and I am putting all my packets of Element in there.
you really need
Does it work like that? I don't know if it works like that. But listen, guys, do not underestimate the importance of electrolytes, especially in these hot summer months. This water I've been drinking this entire podcast, one of my big cups, it's got Element in it. Do you know what Element is, guys? Do you know? Have you been listening to this podcast for long enough?
Element has been a friend to us for a really long time, and because it treats us right.
It treats us right because it is so important to replenish electrolytes. And you can need to replenish them for a myriad of reasons, whether it's a couple glasses of wine, whether you're working out real hard, or whether you're just walking around in a damn heat wave. You're going to need to replenish your electrolytes. Electrolytes are very important. They facilitate hundreds of functions in your body, including the conduction of nerve impulses, hormonal regulation, nutrient absorption, fluid balance. Element can help to prevent and eliminate headaches and muscle cramps and fatigue and sleeplessness. Come on, guys. And it's a science-backed electrolyte ratio. 1,000 milligrams sodium, 200 milligrams potassium, 60 milligrams magnesium. No sugar, no junk, no food coloring, no artificial ingredients, no gluten, no fillers, no BS. Just electrolytes that your body needs. And it's used by everyone from the NBA, the NFL, the NHL, Olympic athletes, Navy SEALs, everyday moms and dads, and exercise enthusiasts, and me, and Caissie. We love Element. It's the best. And right now, Element is offering our listeners a free sample pack with any drink mix purchase. It's 8 single-serving packets free with any Element drink mix purchase. It's a great way to try all 8 flavors, or you can share it with a salty friend. Why don't you get yours at drinklmnt.com/best. This deal is only available through our link. You must go to drinklmnt.com/best. That's drinklmnt.com/best. Now I'm just my other text thread is going off. My Affleck fan club text thread is going off about the Justin Timberlake thing.
Wait a minute. why am I not in the Affleck text thread? That seems like...
It does feel rude. Feels rude. I do think it's rude.
I mean, I know I complained last week about not being on the erroneous address email and that I was missing out on all the fun. That made sense. But...
Can I tell you something? That is the text thread that just continues to keep giving. I'm not kidding. There's still... Everybody on it is so... excited.
Aww.
Wait, how do I oh my God, listen, now I'm just going to ask you guys to walk through how do I post that clip on Instagram?
Oh, that's a good question. I will ask someone to send you that clip.
Yeah.
In a professional way.
Because then I can do the thing, main feed it, and be like, listen, cunts. If you haven't downloaded QVC Plus to watch this fucking show, what are you doing with your life?
Moment in all of late night last week.
What are you doing with your life?
By the way, I would just like to point out, because I'm a math bitch, all those other shows had 5 shows last week. 5 chances to get it right.
5 times the chances.
We had
that
one
we
show.
had. Also, how long are those shows?
1 hour.
Oh, everyone's a 1 hour.
Everyone's a 1 hour. And we were like 35 minutes.
45 minutes, yeah. Mm-hmm. Everyone else has a dick. I do
Which automatically
not.
makes things easier.
Yeah, 100%.
No dicks were involved.
No, not one dick.
No.
Not one fucking dick. Mm-hmm.
We love dicks.
Honey, you know how I feel. Guys, we're really real-time processing some things right now. I am so excited.
Real-time processing something.
Holy shit, though. I am so excited because you know why? Oh, no, now I'm going to cry.
You cry.
Because it's just we don't have anyone helping us. We're just out here fucking trying our best on our own. Convincing a non-network to give us a show. And it's you do have to work so much harder. We have had to, and we're white ladies. You know what I mean? So already, our privilege is already there. We do have it already. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's that fucking hard for us.
Right.
Because we don't have dicks. It's been that fucking hard for us. You didn't get fucking made a writer on Letterman because you didn't have a fucking dick. Casey. Our whole lives have been convincing people, begging people, and having to be so much fucking better than everyone else. And just that, you saying that thing alone is yeah. Also, give those motherfuckers our budget and 0 writers and have them fucking make the list. By the way, we're not just number 2. We're all of them. We won. That's it. Fuck everyone. We fucking won.
Yeah.
Guys, just for the record, our budget is 0.00 and we have 0 writers. We just come up with stuff it's just us.
In the moment.
Yeah. It's just us. It's us, and thank God Tina is a friend.
And great.
And fucking great. And she's amazing.
And you tell her an idea and she's like, oh yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I'm into that. That sounds great.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
But she says it really quietly because she's a very quiet talker.
She's a very quiet talker, which we did talk about on that episode. She's been a lifelong quiet talker.
So anyway, I'm sorry that I just started screaming, but I really feel that deeply. You should have all the fucking Emmys, Caissie. You should have been, I'm not kidding. You should have been the showrunner of any of these fucking shows from the beginning of it. And I don't even give a fuck about me. I'm just I'm an opportunistic person, who, you know what I mean, who's self-aware.
Can I tell you something?
And who saw a thing,
Well, I think I've said this before, and I think I always struggle to articulate myself well. But like when you were just talking about how you have to go around and beg people to give you a chance.
The bare minimum, to give you the bare minimum.
You're the person that gave me a chance, and I didn't have to beg you. You came to me, and you were like, this is what I've noticed about you, that you should be doing this or whatever. So, I mean, don't...
I did actually. I had to beg you, remember?
I made you beg a little. And that was only because of like, I was like fearful about...
It was only about your kids, which I totally understand.
Yeah, which you totally understand. And also about like a big change and like taking on something new. And there have been a million times when, there have been a million times when you've believed in me 10,000 times more than I've believed in myself. And like, do I think rationally I can do anything? Yes, obviously. Like rationally, I feel like I can accomplish anything. But sometimes you need someone to like emotionally get you over the line. And you've always done that, you know, and that's a lot of work too. And I hope you don't think that it goes unnoticed or unappreciated, because like it has meant everything to me to have someone be like, this is the girl, this is the one that can do this, you know?
The only one.
So that means the world to me. And I mean, and that's on top of, that's a whole separate talent aside from all your other like obvious talents that everybody knows about. Like seeing potential in someone is a real talent that not everyone has. And when you see talent in someone, you champion them and like you really put your money where your mouth is in a way that other people just don't, you know?
Well, that's because I don't let fear be the thing that motivates me.
I think that's true. I think that's true.
Or influences me in any way. I'm like,
oh, it's good to be back in Vulture.
I am really just, it is really nice, like to get that, to have that put in print that we're actually doing something.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And that somebody saw it and looked at it, and that's very cool. I have to send it to Tina. I'll text it to Tina. I already texted her that she was selling out the squirrel. So,
I mean, she took the squirrel home, right?
She took the squirrel home, yes. But also, like, on her endorsement, I went to post about the squirrel because people were asking about the squirrel, and it said low inventory on QVC.com. So she's selling out the squirrel. I mean, it's June. It's a Christmas squirrel. It's selling out in June.
For real, do I need to get it right now?
Yeah, get the owl too. The owl is great. But don't get the owl, because I was going to get you the owl for your birthday.
You got it for me for my birthday?
I was going to get it for you for your birthday, but now I ruined it.
You better put it in that cart right now, because let me tell you something. I think after this app drops, after that Vulture piece goes wide, I'm going right now to QVC Plus.
Squirrels and owls.
Does Tina get like a kickback for that? Should we have arranged some sort of money to charity?
I think she just did it out of love.
Yeah. No, but I mean for the squirrel. I just mean for the sale of the squirrel. Christmas squirrel.
I think she just did it for us.
Mess. Squirrel. I'm looking up Christmas skewer. Wait, I spelled it wrong.
You spelled Christmas or squirrel wrong?
I found it. Holly Jolly Squirrel. Squirrel in the cart. Squirrel in the cart. Low inventory. Don't let it get away. All right. Squirrel. Hold on. I got to go look for the owl now. Oh my God, the owl. Holy shit. What the fuck? Wait, I gotta get one for Christine too. I'm ordering two. I also feel like she's gonna want the squirrel.
I mean, if you
Jesus.
get the squirrel, you get the out. Like, it's just, I'm a completist, you know?
Oh
That's
my God.
Like
Whoa. Wait a
what
minute.
else?
They said I couldn't add any more squirrels to the cart.
They're limiting squirrel purchases.
They're limiting squirrel purchases. I might have to be a really good friend, and perhaps Caissie is just going to get the squirrel, you know,
Yeah.
making good on my now, I believe now to be my tradition that I started last year of getting her sort of slightly terrifying little animals for Christmas.
Oh, speaking of, after Emily's story about the undead possum, so podcast listener Kelly Kunzman found a super hyper realistic possum dog toy for Alfie that she posted in the Facebook group and was like, I have to get it. And I think we do have to get it for Alfie because it is something. I'll send it to you.
I'll get it for Alfie. Oh, Jesus Christ. My password. Wait, I don't know my password for QVC.
Oh, no.
Password.
I love that this has just devolved into like weird animal shopping.
Well, I hope I don't lose this squirrel. That's in my cart. Reset my password.
Oh, no.
Fucking passwords.
Fucking passwords.
Oh, God. Wait, that possum dog toy is terrifying.
It's terrifying, but also great. And also, maybe if Alfie had that, he wouldn't need to bring a possum into the house again. Or it'd make him bring more in. I don't know. Poor Emily. What a week.
I think we don't know what came first, you know? Like, would it only give him more of a taste for possum blood? Maybe.
I do not know.
I don't either.
Well, listen, we have a lot of hyper realistic Christmas animals and regular animals that we need to shop for online. But I know that you also have places to be. So do you want to talk about what you did your best at this week?
I do. I think I did my best at... I just fucking did my best this week. I just did. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
There was a lot.
Yeah.
This week for me.
Yeah. I know that you had a
myriad of ways. It was weird.
Full week and...
Yeah. I had a lot going on. There was a lot happening and a lot of things that I had to like navigate, and like I feel like I did that.
Yeah.
And do not send these squirrels to my mother. No.
You found your password.
I had to reset. Are you kidding?
Oh my God.
Christ almighty.
That's every time I try to.
I do think I'm like doing my best at a lot of things. And I'm like, I'm trying so hard at also like doing things differently in a lot of ways in ways that things like historically speaking, like I haven't done things this way. You know what I mean? Like I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, okay. So that didn't work for me, historically speaking. So now I'm going to like do it a different way and make a different choice. And I think I've been, doing that. And like, it's weird because it's like working. Like it feels good, you know?
Good.
And here we go. I'm going to place this order.
Multitasking like a champ, giving back to QVC.
Wait, but I don't want easy pay. Why am I getting easy? I just want one payment, guys. What's happening? One payment.
Easy pay is great
payment.
if that's what you want, but you don't want it. You want to.
Let's just fucking pay it. We need to pay it. You know what I mean? I can't. Let's pay it. Okay.
Oh my
Can't be thinking about I need to know that these squirrels and owls are on their way.
Oh my God.
So I've just been like doing my best at doing things a little bit differently in ways that I think have really been beneficial for me.
Good.
What about you?
What am I doing my best at? We went out for Father's Day. We went out to lunch and I got very excited because I saw actor Paul Dooley sitting at the next table.
I saw that.
Yeah. And I just was like, Matt was like, you should say something. He's like the ultimate movie and TV dad. I mean, like that's the name of his memoir. And he's the dad in 16 Candles. And so, again, to bring it around to everything we've been talking about. And Matt was like, oh, you should say hi to him because like Matt is always like, when you see someone who you appreciate, you should tell them because like that's the reason people do that. And then again, like talking about what we think about and the stories that we tell ourselves, I'm more like he's with some people having like brunch on Father's Day. And, he's an older guy now. I think he's maybe he might even be in his 90s. So I was kind of like, oh, I don't really want to bother him. But when we were walking by, he made eye contact and I must have like cheese grinned at him so hard that he kind of was like, hello. And so I was like, okay, he acknowledged me. So I was like, I'm a big fan of yours. And I just was like, I just want to say that I love you so much and I love your work so much. And he took my hand and he said, are you in show business? And I was like, kind of.
Oh my God.
A little bit. And he was like, you just have an air about you. And I was like, it was very sweet and like such a smooth, cool thing for a guy to say to someone who was smiling her teeth right out of her head, I'm sure. And I don't know if it was his kids or his grandkids that he was eating with because everybody is like of an age where it's hard to tell because we're all grown. But they just were like very smiley and sweet and not like, ugh, this bitch interrupted our lunch or whatever. And I just loved it. And I was happy that I wound up like manifesting this interaction with this very sweet man that just made my day.
I love that.
Yeah, and I like didn't want to ask for a picture. I didn't want to ask for an autograph. I just like it was just a quick moment and he said like the most perfect thing that anyone could have said and I just love him and I'm so glad I got to have that moment with him. And he was wearing a really cool hat which I loved, so that'll be like burned in my memory.
It's really great.
Have you ever done anything with Paul Dooley over the years?
No.
Never. Yeah, because he's like the, he's the working actor. He's in everything. You know him from everything. And
yeah.
Those are the people that I love so much. Just people that like, when I did that play that with so many actors in it, somebody came in at the last minute to replace someone that had to drop out. And Retta was like, where do I know that person from? And I was like, I think we know her from everything. And then we looked up her IMDb and she had like 286 credits or something. And we were just like, those are the people that I love seeing. And like, yeah, you probably wouldn't have ever crossed paths, but like you definitely know who they are, and they're just, I love getting a chance to run into someone who was like on my VCR when I was a teenager, and my kids have seen him in everything, and I can't say that we had a long conversation or whatever, but for that 1 minute, he just was delightful and sweet as pie, and I was so happy that I said something.
Oh my God, I love it.
Well, that's it. That's what we did. We've done our best. We got into Vulture. We ordered low stock squirrels.
I also am going to tell you what I'm ordering right now. You're going to really freak out, I think.
What?
I'm like, guys, it's going to be like 90 degrees or something like that tomorrow. I just ordered a giant inflatable pool.
Nice. Are you going to put it on your balcony?
I was just going to put it in the backyard of the townhouse.
Oh, the backyard. Perfect. I love it. I love it. Is it cute or is it functional?
No, it's ugly, but it's functional. And also, like, if it works or whatever, I might like invest in a more expensive one. But this is like a very cheap one. Like, if it only just works for the next 2 days, it'll be fine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. Well, I think that's a smart idea, and I think you'll be very grateful for that. Be safe in the heat dome, everybody.
Yeah, be safe.
Know where your cooling centers are, and check in on your friends who are older or animals or just, need someone to look in on them to make sure they're doing okay.
And also, like, I just want to say to you guys that listen to this podcast, like, none of any of this that we do, that Caissie and I do, exists without you guys supporting us. And like, I mean that just in the purest fucking way. Like, some of the people who listen to this podcast are literal close actual friends and family members of ours. And then a lot of you we only know through Facebook groups or, occasional DMs and Instagram or whatever. And then some of you, we don't know you at all, but you know us and you like show up for us. And we really, I personally, I can only speak for myself, and I know Caissie, but I do know that you very clearly feel the same. But like, I just don't know what these last 4 years would have been without this,
Right.
For both of us. And, but for me too, especially. And I really am so grateful.
So grateful, a life changer and a lifesaver. And so many people since the QVC show have gotten in my DMs to be like, I've been a day one podcast person and this is my first time reaching out because I saw the show or what. And it means so much to me that for every person that I talk to all the time to like learn that there was another person that I never talked to that has been there the whole time. And I'm honestly knocked out by it. Like I don't even know that I can put into words how much it has just meant like to have a reason to like, it's given like shape and structure and meaning to these past years that have tried so hard to be a blur.
Break and like Beyonce says, you won't break my soul.
We hope we've helped your souls as well. We love you so much. And we thank you so much. And thanks for buying that squirrel. Tina's selling out the squirrel, but I have a sneaking suspicion she sold it to some of you. So,
well, we know she just sold it to me.
We love you guys so much. Hey, watch the QVC show tonight. We have Cord Overstreet is our guest. You know him from Glee.
Jinx Monsoon.
And Jinx Monsoon from RuPaul's Drag Race. And it's a really super fun show.
It is. It's a great show. We loved it. And we love you. We love you guys.
Soon.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best.
Oh no.